Well, hey folks, my name is Chip Davis and I come to you from Turkeys for Tomorrow and also represent National Trappers Association. And what we have for you today is what we call the Bobcat box. Now many of you know that it's pretty well established that the bobcat is one of the apex predators that damages and destroys and kills wild turkeys. This particular piece of equipment, what we're going to teach you how to build and to make today, is extremely efficient tool. Not the only tool, but a very efficient tool that's also relatively safe to your wild turkeys, where you're not catching the turkeys but you will catch the bobcat. Before I go any further, I want to make one really big point, is make sure you check whether this equipment is legal to use in your own state. Okay folks, you can see this is a 4x8 sheet of 1/2 inch thick plywood. I get 6 boxes out of here with very little waste. The bottom piece, which will act as the floor, is 10 inches by 18. A mirror of that will be the top. It'll also be 10 inches by 18 inches. The right and the left sides are also the same, but their measurements vary slightly. They're 8 3/4 by 18 inches. I'm gonna cut this whole strip off the side and I'll come back and cut these out. So you'll notice on the top, these are the side panels, and these are your notches that we're going to cut out. This part's going to be removed, and this will be where our springs will slide in to mount the trap to the box. Notice we leave them, the cut starts 3 1/4 below the top. It's going to go in 3 inches this way. It's going to extend down 2 1/4 inches this way, and it's also going to leave you 3 1/4 inches down. You just put it where it's kind of touching the corners, come straight in. Just like that, just like that. So we have the 2x4 here. We're just going to mark those at 10 inches for the cut. That's the width of the box. 10, 20, 30, and so on, all the way through there. I'll make these cuts, and this will be the elevator for the bottom of the box. So now it's time to put the box together, and for that we're going to use these number 8 1 1/4 inch long wood screws. Now this should be 10 by 9 3/4. That's what it should have been. 10 by 9 3/4. All we're trying to do is to block that off so the predator cannot steal our bait from the inside of the box. Okay, we're almost done with this box. I got a regular common fence staple. I need to turn it up. I'm gonna put this in the 2x4. And I'll show you what this is for. If I can hit it. You want to leave it sticking out just about that much. And here's why. I'm gonna use this other box is already done to show you. You see my fence staple right here on this other box, and I just use a quick little screw shut link right here. Most traps are going to have some kind of device right here. These happen to be Belial traps, and we'll talk about those in a minute, but sometimes you may have a body grip, maybe old, that you don't have one, a piece of chain. You can also still use these little quick shuts right here around even your spring. It's not going to affect anything, but about 18 inches is your right length here. And the reason that it needs to go on the left side of the box is because if you are running the expander pans like we are, you want the expander pans facing out. And so it'll be on the left side. So that's the reason I always put my fence staple on the left side. And you can either add chain about 12 to 18 inches, or some manufacturers already have a cable right here. But it's very important to make sure that this trap is attached to that box. Also, it makes it really handy later on. I'm going to throw that trap. Makes it real handy for storage when you're going in and out of the trap line. You can fold these springs up The box slides right in there. You have stackable boxes that you can transport in and out of the woods. I find just black spray paint doesn't matter, but just watch how this is going to disappear. You don't have to be scientific. We're not building a house. We're not doing anything. But can you see? I'm going to do the side right here as well. And all this is just cheap black spray paint. Can you see this transforming to look just more natural? Again, I'm not painting it to preserve the wood. I'm not doing anything. I'm just dulling that down a little bit so it looks more like a hollow log. I'll show you a little bit about how we set these. Again, it's a 220 body grip trap that we're going to be protecting those with. You'll notice it may look a little bit different because we have this treadle pan instead of the wire whiskers. Really helps. It's much more efficient in asking that bobcat to go in this box. I will also say that these boxes are great for the rest of the nest predator complex. Your skunks, your raccoons, your possums. It will catch fox as well, but primarily build them for bobcats. So what this key is around is a visual attractant. You'll notice a 2x4 on here that just raises the box up to give a sight picture, a lot better sight picture to the predator as he's coming by. So what I like to bait these with is slabs of turkey feathers. This is simply just a side slab of a turkey breast that I'd harvested and saved for this purpose. Makes really good bait. The eye peel right there just looks like a bird, maybe even an injured bird of some type. Very good eye peel. The next thing I use, I'm fond of Cat Collector by Predator Control Group. The reason I like Cat Collector is it's a pasty type of a bait. And what do I mean by pasty? This is kind of the consistency of it. I like these little lure knives just to spread them. And what I like about that is I can put that in the top and spread it right down the side. I'll demonstrate it where you can see. It doesn't hurt to do it here. But you see I just spread that. And the consistency of that sticks. The reason I like it up top is because the enemy of your baits and your lures are sunlight and rain. Well, when I put it on the ceiling of the box, it's protected by the sunlight and the rain. You'll notice that the trap is connected to the box, so if you do have a catch, the box becomes a drag. The predator cannot flop off or get away very far. The next thing is literally setting the trap. And this is how I set the trap. Again, use the expander pans to avoid the wire whisker resistance. And literally set the trap like this. Well, I get lined up, and there we are. Trap set. Insert the trap in the box. Remove the safeties. Pull it down to secure it. And that's what it looks like.